Next up in the series of intensity techniques, we're gonna do the weighted stretch and how it can lead to maximal gains and progress. All right, guys and girls, continuing this education series on intensity techniques and how to really optimize these for building the most amount of lean muscle tissue. And we're gonna go into the weighted stretch. So this is something that Dante Trudell honestly brought in to this world of bodybuilding. And it's the idea of load the muscle, pump it full of reps and volume and blood, and then stretch it under load. So not just normally like static stretching, but finish your last rep and then immediately go in to things that are gonna stretch the muscle and lengthen it. So if you have watched any of my videos, and I'll get Chaz to tag this one here about doing the weighted stretch with a pull-up, that's a great technique standalone. You could obviously do pull-ups and then strap a belt on and go into the weighted stretch, but stereotypically how John used to always program that for me was we do an entire back workout and then do the weighted stretch after we did the hyperextensions, the rack pulls, the deadlifts to decompress the spine, but then also stretch the lat out. So that's something that ties into this video. I didn't film one of those today since I already had one on camera, but if you want to know a detailed explanation about the weighted stretch through a pull-up, please watch that video. Now, let's get into the examples I did here today. And the first one we went through here was an incline dumbbell fly. So this will come at the very end of your chest day. So to wrap up after you've done all your pressing and your heavy weighted sets of flies, what we want to do here is we want to go an extreme set where we're going to go as many reps as we can. And I just did 3 for the video. And then we immediately go into a weighted stretch. So I went to the bottom portion of this fly and I'm going to hold it there. Now, the duration in which you hold this stretch, anywhere between 10 and 30 seconds in my mind, is perfect. So again, keep the chest lifted, keep it stretched. Everything is open up and wide. So then after I hit all my chest, everything's all tight and contracted, now we're gonna open it up, but do that under load, not just regular stretching. So with this, I know you might say, Chris, like, can we have a partner push down on my elbows? It just feels too dang dangerous. Like, I don't wanna tear my pec. That's one of the last muscles I wanna tear, honestly. So with this, I just do whatever load. I tend, if I'm gonna do these with dumbbells, I'm gonna do a moderate load. I'm never gonna do my top set. So I've done dumbbell flies with as much as 60s. I would never do that for the weighted stretch. I'd actually take that for my back off. So if I'm gonna do a top set of say 60s for 12, I'm gonna drop down to 25, 30s, do as many as I can as my back off, and then I'm gonna go into my weighted stretch. So we have to do these intelligently. Next up for a filming example that you've seen me do in countless videos of arms is to finish up skull crushers. I will do as many reps as I can with skull crushers and then sit in the stretch. So if you look here, fully stretch and then raise that elbow a little bit is how I like to do that. And that's gonna stretch the long head of that tricep. And honestly, guys, I know that looks easy, like you're just sitting there resting, but it feels like that muscle is gonna explode. So again, 10 to 30 seconds, stretch out those triceps, and then move on to biceps. Speaking of that, bicep curls is what we film next. So if you, again, been watching this channel for a long time, you know I love these cable stretch curls to finish arm day. And then I'm gonna do as many reps as I can and then sit in that stretch where my arms are straight. Now, a cool little coaching cue that I use with this is I tell guys if they have a trouble feeling the stretch is to literally flex your tricep. So if you look at that, my bicep here, if I wanna fully stretch my bicep, to do that, I can flex my tricep. So fully contracting that tricep is gonna maximally lengthen the bicep. So a cool little trick there if you're doing these and you can't feel that stretch as well as you think you should, simply flex your triceps at max intensity. It'll burn up those biceps. So again, same premise, 10 to 30 seconds, last exercise, final set of the day, is exactly how I do that. So let's say you want to take it to the next level. And I know at the beginning I touched on some partner assisted. Well, I'm going to show you how I like to do some partner assisted stretching here. So I got Chaz to come over. This is another John Meadows technique. So set 1, what I did was take a set to failure and then have him just push down on that weight stack for 10 to 20 seconds. What that's gonna do is gonna lengthen the lat. I'm gonna 9 times out of 10 be strapped in so I don't have to worry about my grip failing. And from there, I'm just thinking about stretching and lengthening that lat. Now, that's version 1. Version 2, he used to call these stretch pull downs. So after every single rep, I would pull the bar down to my chest and then right to about there, I'm gonna have him push up and actually raise my entire body up off the seat a bit. Every rep, he pushed down that weight stack aggressively so that my back had to stretch. And then when I went to pull down again, he removed his hand and I drove down, my elbows squeezing my back. So 2 different types of partner assisted weighted stretches. So I give you 5 hard examples there, guys, that you can take into the gym this coming week and make yourself get bigger, better, and stronger. And to me, a fully lengthened muscle after you pump it is one of the best ways to grow it. So put this in your workouts and get bigger and better today. Like, share, subscribe. Chris TV.